Okay, hi my Howlets, it's the Whoal here again, and I'm going to be unboxing some more McDonald's McNugget Buddy toys. So, here's my new box of toys that came, and I'm about to unbox them. So I like to flip it at the bottom and cut the tape that way. And I have my little box cutter, little Chinese, Japanese style, however you want to call it, that you always see in the little animes. So this is actually my second time using this, because I've never used it before. Well, normally I'll take a pair of scissors, and I have a pull pair that's split apart, and have a little cutter at the top. And the blade is actually quite sharp, so it works well. Okay. Actually, these these aren't my McNugget buddies that I thought they were. This is actually my anime DVDs. So I wanted Macross 7 Dynamite series. And then somebody wanted the full series, which is a full 52 episodes, for $789.99. Then you have to pay taxes shipping. So I said no. I managed to get it much cheaper. And I got parts 1 and part 2. Carefully packaged in bubble wrap. Even had an air pack in it. Let's see, that's just that. So Macross 7. I think it's episodes 1 through 28. Obviously, Japanese audio, English subtitles. Here's Macross 7 Part 2. This is episodes 29 through 52. And then there's the OVA series, a 4-part episode, and then the movie. Okay. And I love I call them foldable jewel cases, because they have like a cute little artwork on the inside. And then we can see the disc. So I'm going to just straighten them up, line them up even, and then I'll show them back to the camera. And the cool thing about these cases is the artwork on the disc normally matches the inside of the case. Let's see how he's rocking there, rocking on the disc. I believe her name is Mylene. She's posing. And there you go. There you go. And so if I take the disc out, you can see the artwork on the inside is what matches on the disc. Now I always like to do an inspection, see if it has any scratches, glue, or anything. In this case, the disc actually looks pretty clean. So that means it should play without any issues. And of course, I know it's pre-owned, so I can't really blame a manufacturing issue if it like skips or freezes on the seller, because they didn't make it. So this too is actually pretty clean too. And then of course, again, Mylene. I'm just quickly check this 3 and 4, and then I'll move on to part 2. A few scratches around the outer edge, but still fine. You kind of see them there. Now, key to these is to press in the center of the case. That way, because you don't want to chip the little disc holder. Because once you chip it, it doesn't always hold them correctly. Alright, so that's part 1. Now let's look at part 2. So again, some more artwork. And then once again, the discs do match the little inner artwork of the case. So when you have 2 separate parts, like part 1 and part 2, normally each of the discs are going to start off being labeled disc 1 through 4, depending on how many discs come in the set. So like part 1, it was this 1 through 4. This is part 2, is this 1 through 4. And again, we can see how they all match each other. Now already, one thing I did notice is that the jewel case at the top is cracked. And that's pretty common. So that's why I like to carefully package such jewel cases if I happen to sell them. That way they don't arrive chipped and damaged like this. So in this case, both were stacked on top of each other, then wrapped and bubble wrapped and shipped in the box. But ideally, you should inspect it for any cracks beforehand, before listing. So that's not an issue. Note it in your listing. And then it's best to wrap each one separately. And then after that, if you want to wrap them together, you can and put them in the box or just put them in the box. But I wouldn't have wrapped both sets together like this, because then they could put pressure against each other. So again, checking my disc, I have a few scratches on the outside edge part. Other than that, fairly clean. And then you can see the art on the inside of this, right there. And you can see how it matches. And this is what I'm talking about, how there's a slight chip at the top. And so right there, you can see the little chip in the jewel case. Chaps. So press down, check my disc again. It looks fine. This 3. Again, a little art inside the case match the disc. And then finally this 4. So I got a bit of scratches at the center. But as long as you don't see any major scratches, it should not affect how it plays. Like I said, if you do have some playback issues, again, that's more with the manufacturer. This one's a bit loose in the corner, so maybe I'll probably try to do like some Gorilla or super glue just to hold it back inside the case. So you see how it's loose there, if you want to know what I'm talking about. This part right there is a bit loose. My finger's out. Okay, so like I said, see that one chip in the top corner right there. Look at the bottom. The bottom looks good. Part 1, no chips at the top, no chips at the bottom. So it's just this one that happened to get chipped. So in this case, it probably was chipped while they were packaging it, or it was already chipped and they just didn't say anything. Alright, so that's it for Macross part 1 and part 2. Hope you enjoyed. Bye, my howlets.